But it hasn't been the same United since. It has not been the same United since. Even down to Sevilla. How the fuck? How are Manchester United not in the semi-final of the Europa League? So I need to understand how.
TezTalks. Check the scores before you come with your reckless talk.
Go check that.
Sending corn back to my team and we banter yours. For the win, taking no L's, we don't do draws. Don't press pause, keep your ears peeled when Tezzy talks.
Topic of the week. It's only right to talk about Arsenal and Manchester United. Really, like,
Little catch up.
yeah. Where's it gone wrong? Where's it gone wrong for? Let's start with Arsenal. Where's it gone wrong? Because you went into the game against Liverpool. You were 2-0 up. Okay, you took the point at Anfield. You said, fuck it. We can afford to take that. We can afford to just get the point at Anfield. But then West Ham and Southampton, bro. Talk to me, man.
I think the biggest word that stands out for me is probably complacency and lack of game management. Because there's the big contrast in how we played in them games compared to how we played on the weekend against Newcastle. You get me? There was the biggest thing that stands out is we know, as good as Zinchenko's been this season, he is a bit of a liability defensively. You get me? And that showed in all the games. You get me? Negatively, because obviously he was at fault probably for the first Salah goal, because he was nowhere to be seen on the left. And obviously the second goal, Trent's fucking nutmegged him on the byline and then fucking got an assist. And same again in the West Ham game. I'm sure he was at fault for one of the goals as well.
The second one.
Yeah.
Gabriel for the penalty.
Southampton. How did Southampton score? Set pieces. Zinchenko's man got a header. Even the Walcott goal. Walcott's gone on the outside, on the left, on the right. So on his right, obviously our left. Zinchenko's nowhere to be seen. Gabriel's got dragged out. But this is the risk that you take playing these systems, innit?
Yeah, you got to.
Obviously, the thing we did different against Newcastle is we got 2-0 up and then brought Zinchenko off Tierney on. You get me? So that's obviously showed up the defence a bit. But I think, it's one of those things like this. You're gonna get this with this young Arsenal team. Everyone said the biggest factor is we've never been here before. City know how to win. City have the experienced players. City have players that have been there, done it, won it, seen it, all of them, all of the above. Arsenal don't. Arsenal have done well to push City as far as, what, let's say 32 games or something like that. Yeah, that's about 32 games. And just pressure bust pipe, man. You get me? You know, like that.
Didn't quite
Pressure
make
just-
diamonds. Ain't quite making diamonds.
Obviously,
this
it's not
season.
over yet, but Arsenal need a miracle, and the Premier League, City are just ruthless. So
It's not even a thing where you don't need a miracle, you know, because City can slip.
City can slip.
You lot can't slip.
Nah, we can't slip. I don't think we will slip. To be fair, I think
You think you're gonna win all the rest of your games?
I do. I think we'll beat Brighton, we'll beat Forest, and we'll beat Wolves.
Fairs.
But I can't see City dropping points to who they got.
Chelsea, Everton, Brighton.
I can't see them dropping points to Everton. I can't see them dropping points to Chelsea. Brighton, you never know with Brighton. Brentford away, yeah, that's a tough game. Brentford beat them at the Etihad, but we need
Was it
City.
they had to beat them?
Yeah, to beat them at the Etihad.
I thought they hadn't lost in the league at home. Oh, swear down. Swear down. Alright then.
We need City to drop points in 2 games,
Basically.
and I can't see that happening. So
Alright
if it's
then.
1 game, you never know, but 2, lightning don't really strike twice. in the same place. You get me? So
It don't. But with your little honest assessment there, in the context of me playing devil as advocate now, in the context of November, you was top of the league.
Yeah.
I'm sure you was like between, I can't remember exactly how much, between 5 and 8 clear at Christmas time, somewhere there. With the fact that you was 2-0 up against Liverpool, 2-0 up against West Ham, and had to come back to get a point against Bournemouth, because it was all your own doing. Is it fair for rival fans to just be like, yeah, nah, you lot definitely bottled it? That is a bottle.
Yeah, of course it's fair, but because we've essentially thrown away the points. We had the points in our hand, and we've given them away. Do you know what I mean? So, if you want to use the word bottle, use the word bottle, but it's at our own wrongdoing. You get me? So,
Keith's trying to water down the bottle talking.
The way I see it is, bottle. I don't give a fuck, bro. Bottle it, whatever.
I tell you what.
Want. But
you don't win that league from your position. You don't want to be there. You know what's gonna happen in there, bro. Slug.
But I said it. I said this though. I said, yo.
No, you said
the one thing, man, don't want to be chased down by City, bro. It's just horrible.
What did you want to be the chasers?
I'd rather be. No, obviously you rather have the points on the board and be ahead. But if there's one team you don't want to be chasing, you is Man City, bro. Liverpool. I feel sorry for Liverpool. Well, I don't feel sorry for them, but Liverpool fans have had this.
Him know it feel.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, it's I don't know. It's mixed feelings because it's the hope that kills you. But at the same time, I didn't expect us to be in this position. So there's also a point of accepting how much we've progressed. You get me? But in the reality of it is, we've got to look at it as what it could have been. You get me? And what it's not going to be, well, it looks likely that it's not going to be, it's because it's our own fault. Cool.
Fairs. I hear you. Well, like I said, if you don't win, you don't want to be in here. It's not even just me. It's not even just me. There's Peter man gunning for these man's heads, you know, and rightly so.
To be fair, I feel like the worst of it's over now. Like, it'd be different if we lost it on the last day.
You know what? It's for me.
We lost it. How many games? And we've basically kept ourselves in it. We've kept it. We've kept it. What's the word? Presentable.
I would love. I'm still hoping that it actually does go down to the last day. I need that.
Do you know what I'd hate though?
God.
For it to go down to the last day and we both win. Like, what's the point, man? Like, see how it was last season. Liverpool and City. City are down 2-0. Liverpool winning. The crowd's cheering.
Bro. You don't want it.
And then City just bring it back. Like,
listen,
my heart
I'm a United fan.
If we're gonna lose, I'd rather us lose it before the season's done.
Yeah, of course you would.
Before the last day, anyway.
I'm a United fan. Yeah, you see, watching that last day, my heart was beating. Car City are bottling it, and then Liverpool are like winning. Basically, I'm like, please don't let these man win two leagues in the space of 3 years. I'm not on that, blood. I'm not on that, blood. I was sweating, fam. Sweating, bro. And Villa capitulated. I was still pissed off. I was very much still pissed off. But I couldn't have Liverpool winning that, you know. I swear to God, blood. Oh, my days, fam.
Let me ask you something.
Go on, man.
Say Arsenal don't win the league. Like, do you think that this was a one-off season, or do you think that we could still be there about next season? And what would we need to do, in your opinion, to challenge again?
We're going to save that question for last. Because it's going to tie into a question that I've got for you. Let's talk about Manchester United. Boom. Right. So, 3 games ago, Manchester United was 9 points clear of Liverpool with a game in hand. They drew 2-2 to Spurs, having been 2-0 up in the first half. They lost to Brighton due to a last minute handball from Luke Shaw that wasn't a free kick, by the way. And then they were just shit against West Ham and lost. So because of these said results, they now find themselves in what some people are calling not Mr. TezTalks, not Tezzy Brookshot, but some people are calling a top 4 race. My question
you
is,
still don't think it's a top 4 race?
No, I don't. No, I do not. It's in our hands.
It's in your hands, but you're still in a top 4 race.
Nah. We're not.
You're still, bro.
I'm calm.
You're fourth, 1 point ahead of fifth.
Mm-hmm. This is I could.
That's a top 4 race, bro.
Listening to that there, I could throw up in us.
Bro. I remember.
Nah, you know what?
You would say, yo. It's secure. And it was really.
Man got that blood. Secure, fed. Even when these man punched up, I was ready, you know. You see when these man punched up Newcastle, I was like, yeah, man, just do the thing, lad. Just do the thing, because then you got.
You man done us a favour.
I went on none of that. I seen beer with that. I was seeing beer with that. I was saying, yo, you man done us a favour, bro. I said this to Natsumin and Scorch when we went for food the other day. I'm looking at the tape. I'm looking at the thing. I'm saying, yo, I hope we're playing first. You know, Natsumin has gone. Why? I'm saying, Carl, you see, if we are playing first and we win, if you lot beat Newcastle, then I can say, yeah, you done us a favour. You get me? The pressure's on them. Yeah. If it's the other way around, the pressure's on us to respond. When they beat them, I'm like, it's not a favour until we win. You get me? Like, it's actually not a favour. Blood. But forget West Ham and forget Brighton. How the fuck are you 2-0 up against shit Spurs that just got panned 6-1 and you let them back into the game? Fair enough, you let them back into the game, they score, but then 30 seconds later, you hit the post, and then 10 minutes later, man miss an open goal. Are you taking the piss, blood? Are you taking the piss? Kims, where's it gone wrong for Manchester United, in your opinion?
Personally, I feel like you've gone down a gear since the Carabao Cup win.
No lies told.
I feel like there's just been a shift of energy, like
from the usuals.
They felt like their job was done, basically.
Yeah, and it's from the usuals. It's not like, don't get me wrong, I think I agree with what you're saying. Since we won the Carabao Cup, we've gone downhill. But you see, Varane, Martinez, even Luke Shaw, I'm going to put him in there. Casemiro.
The injuries are a big factor as well, by the way.
Yeah. Casemiro, Anthony. You see them man there? I don't think they're there. You haven't dropped, but you see fucking Martial, Rashford, fucking McTominay, Fred, Lindelof, Maguire, you shit anyway. Fucking even the two fullbacks, Wan-Bissaka and Delo. Them man, they've all just gone back to what like it's under Ollie again. Like fucking hell, we got the trophy now. We can down tools. Don't get me wrong. After 7-0, everyone thought it could be a thing, and we bounced back and but it hasn't been the same United since. It has not been the same United since, even down to Sevilla. How the fuck? How are Manchester United not in the semi-final of the Europa League? So I need to understand how man kicked over the first leg at Old Trafford.
You 2-0 up?
It was 2-0 up, bro. Oh, yeah. Just like Spurs, we kicked them over in the first half, and again, we only scored 2 goals. And
that's been your biggest problem, man. You can't kill games.
We can't kill games, and that's the attack's fault. That's not.
Arsenal have been guilty of that sometimes this season.
1 and 2, but Manchester United haven't scored more than 3 goals in the league in the league this season. I don't think.
No, you must have got a 4.
Against who? We've scored 4s, but it's all been like League Cup and that, FA Cup and that. I can't tell who have we scored 4 against. Because the big set just
Forest. What was the score against Forest?
3-1. Oh. Was it 3-1 or 3-0? Let me get that quickly. Sure, it was 3-1. I'm confident, blood. Let me get that real quick. Man U versus Nottingham. I'm sure. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0. And I think one of them was 4-1, but that was the cup. That was the cup, bro. We ain't scored more than 3 goals in the league this season. We beat Liverpool 2-1. We beat Arsenal 3-1. We beat Spurs 2-0. We drew with Chelsea, and we beat City 2-1. We beat Villa 1-0. Who else have we played? We beat Everton. I think we beat Everton 3-1. Now we ain't scored more than 4. We actually haven't scored more than 4 goals in the league this season, whereas you man have. Other teams have.
Yeah, goals ain't been our problem.
Goals have been our problem. The defense has not been our problem. Don't get me wrong. I think fatigue. I'm not making excuses, but I think fatigue plays a part in it as well. Where we've played friggin' 3 games a week since September. But that's the price to pay for being in every competition. I do think not killing the Europa League group off, killed us, having to play Barcelona. Even that game, when we went to the new camp, blood, we moved to them, but somehow only went 1-2-1. Blood. That's where it's just gone wrong. Like, since the Carabao Cup, the usual players, their mentality has just dropped away from home. And I said this in the football Twitter group chat, yeah. I'm saying, when you look at the results that we've played away from home, looking at the result, obviously that's the most important thing, and we've lost them all. But when you look at the context of the game, bar Newcastle, and City and Liverpool, we can arguably say we should have had more goals. I'm not saying we should have won, but we should have got a draw minimum. Chelsea away, we had Potter making subs in the first 25 minutes, blood. The first 25 minutes, bro.
The first game.
Oh yeah, and Brentford raw moved to man, we was shit. Back to Chelsea, man, I'm making subs in the first 25 minutes. That's how badly it was. Arguably against Liverpool when they beat us 7-0 in the first 15 minutes, we should have scored 2 goals. Against Aston Villa, for large parts of the first half, we were the better half and should have had goals. We didn't score. We scored our goal in the second half after being friggin' 3-0 down. It's not been good enough. It actually hasn't been good enough up front for Manchester United. And in these last 3 games, no Martinez being there for that to cover up David De Gea's liabilities has cost us a lot. I will say that, and I do agree. Let me ask you then, Carl. We ain't even got to speak about this. That goal, I'm sure it was Sevilla, where he passed the ball to Maguire and Maguire was calling for it. Whose fault was it?
Maguire's fault. You're calling for the ball. If there's the way I see it is, if you're calling for the ball, in your head, you know what your next move is. That's how it should be as a footballer.
Exactly.
You should be one step ahead.
Exactly.
But he's got the ball and then he's just fluffed it.
He's already looked. The joke is,
the people are saying De Gea should be more aware of his players' abilities and all that stuff, which I get. But
I hear that.
Yeah, there was a clear pass to Wan-Bissaka there as well.
There was.
But Maguire, you shouldn't be calling for the ball if you ain't around. Yeah,
if Maguire,
check your mirrors, bro.
If Maguire didn't know what was around him, then safe. But he looked before he called for the ball.
Nah, he did look. He looked, and then he called for the ball.
Exactly, bro. So he knows. That's on him. That's not on De Gea. That's on him, bro. I will say De Gea. There are arguments to say De Gea can take the blame, but Martinez takes that ball on a half term. Varane takes that ball. Yeah. Shaw, I was in these last 3 games where Shaw's been centre back with Lindelof. I've seen him take the ball on a half term and pass it out. Varane and Martinez are a big miss for David De Gea in the sense of playing out from the back.
But sometimes I feel like De Gea can't win though still. Cause when he kicks it long, Man United fans
get onto the car,
and when it goes short and things happen, they're gonna moan. So you can't really.
He can't win. He makes worldy saves. He can't win. It's just peak. When it comes to David De Gea, it's just peak right now. But like I said, they will appreciate it when he's gone, because you get Raya and he can play out from the back. And I'm not saying I wouldn't take David Raya. I'm not saying that at all. I would take him to replace David De Gea. But you see when You see, when we're up against it and the game's going away from us, and it gets to that point where we need someone to make that world class save. These man ain't making that save that De Gea's gonna make for man. Trust me, man are gonna appreciate De Gea when it's gone.
One of the last few questions I got. If Manchester United finish the season with a Carabao Cup, don't win the FA Cup, and don't get top 4 but get Europa, is that a decent first season for Ten Hag? So top 6 and a cup. I think at the start of the season, you man would be
at the start of the season, like, listen, I'm not gonna shy away from it, cause I've already done so. I've said to Arsenal fans, like, yo, at the start of the season, no one expected you to be where you was, but you are there. Things change, targets change as the season goes on. You man can't, like, I see Arsenal man saying, yo, we got Champions League football, that's all we wanted. I hear it, but I don't hear it, cause, bro, you man have been, at one point, you was the title favourites, bro. You can't go from the favourites and believing, like, you man believed you was going to win the league at one point, to then say, top 4, nah. I'm not having that. So if I'm not having that for you, man, I can't sit here and say, yo, Man United was 3rd for 3 months, 3 points clear out of Newcastle, 1 point, all of 12 clear of Liverpool and them, man. I'm not going to sit here and say, if we don't get top 4, but we get League Cup and still get Europa League, that's a good season. I said that at the start of the season when we was down in bloody the other studio. I said that at the start. I didn't expect. I just wanted a good playing style, etc. But nah, not now. No chance. And it leads into my question: if Man United flip it this way, it's right. So yeah, I'm saying League Cup and Europa League football. That's for the manager. It's a good season. As a fan, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. It's disappointing. I'm not having it.
I wouldn't say it's a bad season.
Right now, he's overachieved. If Ten Hag gets top 4 and League Cup, he's overachieved. If he gets FA Cup, League Cup,
I don't think he's overachieved.
I do. From where we was last season, when you add context of it and you look at the cup run and all that, it was destined for, if Man United didn't win it.
Where was your last season?
We finished 6th on like 54 points, and the only reason we got 6 is because West Ham lost to Brighton. That's the only reason. We got knocked out all the cups early, and we was on a drought with the squad that he had. I don't think adding Martinez, Casemiro, Ericsson, and Anthony and Malacia would have been enough to get him into a top 4 race at the time. Why? Because Spurs was 13 points clear of us when they was in fourth. They got Basuma, they got Gerrard Spence, Richarlison, Perisic and Longley. They said the people were saying they had the best window. They said they had a better window than Man City. And we don't even need to talk about Man City and Liverpool. Chelsea as well. And then you lot. Like, he's overachieved. Yeah, Liverpool have underachieved, and Chelsea have underachieved. But what Ten Hag's done this season, it can't be overlooked. What I will say is, though, because how it's gone recently, it's kind of taken away from how good the season has actually been. But let me ask you this then, because this is another thing that a lot of the Man United fans and Arsenal fans are arguing about. Yeah. If United get FA Cup, League Cup,
win
top
the FA
4,
Cup.
Yeah, win the FA Cup. They've got the League Cup, top 4. Is that a better season than Arsenal?
If we finish second.
If you finish second, yeah.
Of course, it's a better season, bro. You've won 2 trophies, and you're in the top 4. When basically, if we finish second, all we got is top 4.
Okay.
Of course, it's a better season.
What if they don't win the FA Cup, but they get the League Cup and top 4? Is it still a better season? Because that's looking like what's gonna happen. That's the realistic thing.
See that? I wouldn't say, in the overall context, I wouldn't say it's a better season, but it's a more successful season.
Yeah,
me?
I agree. On paper, it is. On paper,
It's a more successful season.
But when-
success doesn't, you can have a better season, but it not be successful, if that makes sense. If
yeah.
you know football, you understand that point
Yeah.
I'm making. You get me? But people these days, especially on Twitter, they like things in black and white. But
Basically.
everything's not in black and white in reality.
It's
You get
not,
me?
and I agree. If we just get the fucking League Cup and the top 4, I don't think it's
Because that's
better.
like saying if West Ham win the Conference League, they've had a more successful season than Arsenal because they've won something.
Yeah.
But they have not had a better season than us, have
They
they?
definitely haven't.
Exactly.
They definitely haven't. Like, don't get me wrong. In the context of it, I think no. I think if it's just the League Cup and top 4, I think there's a conversation to be had if you want to have it.
There's an argument,
But
I wouldn't say so.
I'm saying, I'd say I wouldn't even say it's level. Do you know why? Because fucking Arsenal have probably enjoyed their season more than we have. For a start, let's be honest. After the League Cup, it's been a bit.
and also I reckon we've made more progress than you have as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Like
that works in our favour as well.
yeah, 100%. Like you lot are more like there's a man talk about and it will lead into Keems's question earlier about are they going to be there or thereabouts again next season, or is it just a one-time thing? I'm telling you that now, yeah, Arsenal are in a more their project is more sustainable and more stable than ours is. We're only in year 1, and look at the ups and downs that we've had. Our away record is abysmal. We've had some good moments in this season, but we've had some real bad ones. Don't get me wrong, when you weigh up the pros and cons, the season has been better than it has been worse. You get it? And when you look at how this season's gone, plus all the takeover talk, there's reason to be optimistic, and there is reason for some deluded United fans to believe that Man U can get themselves in a title race next season based off Ten Hag's management, based off how this season's gone, and maybe we get the Qataris and they come in and start doing whatever it is. That's neither here or there, but that's what you lot believe, and I see both sides of it. But there's a better chance of Arsenal going for the title again than there is of Manchester United mounting a title challenge. Because you have to remember, Chelsea are going to have Pochettino next season, and he's going to have money to spend. Liverpool have promised Klopp funds to spend on the midfield, and if Liverpool can score 20 more goals than Manchester United in this shit season in the Premier League, what do you think's going to happen when they add midfielders like Alexis McAllister? Tottenham, we ain't worry about Tottenham. Newcastle, Newcastle are in a better position than us right now in terms of their project. We're just at the beginning. Newcastle's in the middle, and Arsenal are pretty much in the middle towards the end. They're not finished, but they're further along than we are. Yeah. So if man think Arsenal ain't gonna be there or thereabouts, really and truly, unless you're saying Newcastle are taking Arsenal's spot in the top 4 because everyone's assuming Chelsea and Liverpool will be back. Then
I think people are seeing it as
you gone mad.
Everyone's gonna get better, but they're not
so
considering that
Arsenal's not gonna get better. They're gonna get Champions League funds.
Invest on players, and all the players are gonna be a year older. You gotta remember, like the last season, there was a big learning curve for our team, and it's proven this season. You get me? So hopefully that trajectory continues, and we progress even more. You get me? So yeah.
What I will say, what's also helped Arsenal in their little blip of bottling it, if that's what you want to call it, whereas United's had a blip and it's just looking peak right now, is certain of their key players are not in form, but there's options and other players have stepped up. You look at Saka, he's out of form right now, as is Rashford. Well, you know what? Trossard's there doing his thing. Odegaard stepped up. Partey.
Martinelli.
You get me? Martinelli's found his form again. Partey stinking. Casemiro stinking, Jorginho's coming, stepped up. Bro, we can't drop Casemiro because Scott McTominay coming in. Scott McTominay's 7 out of 10 is as good as Casemiro's 5 out of 10. Shite, Fred. His Marmite, I've been telling him, man, his Marmite, like, he come on against Sevilla and literally made us worse. Our subs, since Sevilla up until Brighton, our subs have made us worse in every game. Whereas you look at Arsenal, their subs have made them better. They've had players to bring in. Man, I bring in on Wout Weghorst to replace fucking Martial because he can't complete 90 minutes. Whereas man are taking off either Saka or Martinelli and bringing on Trossard, taking off Partey and bringing on Jorginho, taking off Zinchenko and bringing on Tierney. Them man have that little bit more quality, whereas we can't take off Malacia if he's having a bad game, because what we're gonna do, put Maguire at centre back and Luke Shaw at left back. Can't do that, it's fucked. Can't take off Casemiro because who we're gonna put there? Play Fred, McTominay, dead. Can't take off Rashford because we have to take off Martial because he can't complete 90 minutes. Then you play Weghorst. Bro, it's peak. It's just peak.
What's going on, man? What's going on? Last question for me.
Go on.
You. Did Liverpool make it into the top 4?
No, you don't. Newcastle ain't giving that spot up, and neither is Manchester United. It's that simple. What, you think they're getting top 4?
We'll see.
Keeps thinks they're gonna get it.
We'll see.
I mean, if they get it, I don't want Liverpool to get it at all.
I don't want them to get it.
I don't want them to get it.
But if they do get it, fair play to them.
Yeah.
November.
Basically. But yeah, guys, man. Been fun back in the booth,
Good to be back, man.
It is good to be back. Hopefully, this time next week, the bloody nominations for the Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year would have come out, because that is a topic I'm looking forward to. And I promise you, we're gonna have a live audience for that one, and it's gonna be going off because beer people just talking beer shit about beer different things. And I don't know about Keem's, but my team of the season so far, based off what we did, team of the season so far, midway through the season up until now, it's definitely changed. But people, get in the comments, let us know what you think. Have Arsenal bottled it? Have Man United bottled it? Liverpool gonna get top 4? All these things, man. Are Newcastle gonna drop out? Could Brentford get top 4? Are Aston Villa gonna get Europe? That's another one. There's big things going on, you know. The last day of the season is gonna be spicy. But as usual, it's been Manchester United are in a top 4 race from title contenders. It's been Liverpool have scored more goals than Manchester United. It's been Sancho, you let me down. It's been Man City are now top. And we out, baby.
It's been Arsenal are still in it.
The tune's changed.
Oh, shit.
The tune's changed.
Cut the cam.
TezTalks.
Check the scores before you come with your reckless talk.
Go check.
Sending call and banter my team and we banter yours. For the win, taking no L's, we don't do draws. Don't press pause, keep your ears peeled when Tezzy talks.